In this week's video, I bought a non-running boat motor for $50 that I'm gonna be fixing up and trying to flip for a profit. Today I have a new project I'm working on. So I wanted to start buying some like little outboard boat motors for cheap and just seeing if I can fix them and maybe flip them. And I bought my first one off Marketplace for 50 bucks. It's just a little Suzuki 4 horsepower. And I should have filmed like the start from the beginning because I bought it, I don't know, a couple months ago and then just had it sit in my garage till it got warm out. But now it's spring, so I busted it out. Basically, I bought it as a parts motor for 50 bucks because they said it didn't run and they didn't know what was wrong with it. So literally, I don't really know what the problem was because all I did was put 2-stroke gas in it and I tested the spark. There was spark, it was fine, and it sounded like there was good compression. I didn't actually test the compression yet. I just was trying to see if I could just get it started how it was. And yeah, so I just put fresh gas in it and gave it a few pulls. Wasn't starting, then I kind of just messed around with the choke a little bit, and it did end up starting for a minute. I was like, oh my god, it's not broken, it's fine. But I noticed that there was just fuel being poured out underneath the carburetor right there and like just filling up in there and dripping down and everything. And I was like, oh god. So I took the carburetor out and was trying to see where the fuel was leaking out of, and basically someone must have taken apart the carburetor bowl and the little seal, the little like O-ring seal that goes around the seam of the bowl was not incorrectly. It was like twisted around and it just made it so it was not sealing on the seam. So I just put it in how it was supposed to go in and it doesn't leak anymore, and now it starts right up. So there's not really anything else to do to this because it's running fine now, which is insane because the person I bought it from literally said like it's probably just a parts motor because they don't know what the hell's wrong with it. But so pretty much the only other thing I'll be doing is restoring this cowling. I'm just gonna try to like buff the crap out of it and get some new decals for it. But let me show you what's starting right up. It's pretty sick. That's honestly like a freaking steal because there's a new prop on it. It shifts perfectly. I'm gonna see if I can go throw it on a little John boat and go try it out. But let me run it a little bit for ya. This is with no choke. I'm gonna see if it'll run. Sometimes I gotta pull the choke out at least a little bit. Or not. There we go, it's idling pretty low. That's a freaking 2-stroke, dude. Let's go. Alright, I'm killing her. Hell yes, dude. Gosh, that's like crazy luck for a first flip because 50 bucks, bro, for some junk. And now it's literally just like, bro, I didn't even really have to do anything. The only other thing that was like wrong with it was that it was not peeing. There was no water coming out at all. I was like, oh no, it's either clogged or the impeller is just completely shit. But I blasted a bunch of compressed air through there just to make sure it wasn't clogged, and I still wasn't getting any water out. But we were running it on like just a 5-gallon bucket, and all like the exhaust air that was coming out was just like completely bubbled all around it. And then I used this tub that's obviously way bigger, and water finally started spitting out of there. So there was just too much exhaust air around the little ports that takes the water in. So that is a relief. So yeah, we will go try it out on the lake. And the ducks want to come say hi too. What? They're jealous they can't come because they want to swim in the lake, but sorry, mates. Alright, we made it out. Holy crap, dude. It's low-key a little bit windy, but it's alright. Alright, I'm gonna start this thing up. Oh, look, it's a duck. Right up. Starts right up, dude. Are you kidding me? Hell yeah. Alright, I'll throw it in forwards. Well, it's working correctly. Alright, sick. So this engine's been starting up and running pretty good, and it revs up really nice, but when I let it idle, it'll idle for a while, and then it starts to conk out and shuts off. So I'm gonna start it up again and let it run, and then probably take the carburetor off and take it apart and clean it out. So I'm gonna remove the carburetor and take it apart. See how dirty it is. Carburetor removed. Today we're gonna be redoing the cowling, just taking all the old decals off and trying to buff it out so it looks all shiny and new again, and then putting new decals on. I'm gonna go in with the torch and just try to heat up the decals a little bit so that they peel off easier. I'm gonna wash it off with soap and a piece of clay bar and just clean it as good as I can. Look at that, it's already nasty. Alright, I got this little drill buffing kit. I'll try this one first. I don't know. I'll give it a try. I've got it on my drill here. Just using car polish because boat polish is too harsh on this because it's different for gel coat. You can just keep like buffing off layers, but this is just plastic. Alright, that's all pretty worked into that, so I'm just gonna wipe off that compound and then we'll move to the polish. Now I'm gonna go in with this Plastic X polish. It's actually meant for headlights, but I think it will work pretty good for any plastic. Nowhere near perfect, but at least it actually has some shine now, and most of the powdery looking oxidation's gone. There's nothing to really do about the scratches and stuff, but I just wanted it looking way better than it was, and it is, and it'll look even better when the decals are on it. But I am gonna take some of my marine wax and just buff that on there a little bit just to give it that extra shine. You can still see the old Suzuki decal faded on there a little bit, but hopefully the new decals will fit perfectly right over that. Honestly, the more I look at this, the better it looks. It's cool that just a little buff and polish goes a long way for pretty much any type of paint. I'm excited to put the decals on and see it all finished. Alright, so we got our decals here. At least you can see a little bit of where the last decals were, so you can fit it over perfect. This part does make me a little nervous, just because I want it to fit perfectly. I'm just gonna do a little bit at a time. There is one side. Came out pretty good. So let's go do the other side. Went pretty perfect over the old lines. There. There we go. All the decals are on. Alright, I'm putting the carburetor back in. Just have to connect this fuel line and the throttle cable back in. Alright guys, so our next step with this motor is to replace the impeller on it so that it's good to go for the season. You're supposed to do that every season or every 100 hours. But we are gonna go and take the lower unit off. We're gonna pop this out where shift linkages. Sometimes you have to use a flathead to try and pry it off because these get really stuck on there. There we go, here it comes. Whew. And then that is what we're going to be undoing. We will put it right into forwards and we'll loosen that. Alright, that should be good. And now we're gonna remove the bolts holding the lower unit on. Let's turn this. There we go. Alright, there's the other one. And this should, there we go, start to come down. Ooh. It's a little hard, but, and there we go. There is the lower unit out. And right here is the impeller housing or water pump housing. So we're just gonna undo these 4 bolts and this will come up and the impeller will be right in here. All right, those bolts are off. Now we slide the housing off. There's the impeller. This key also falls out from right in here, so gotta be careful not to lose that. We're also gonna remove this gasket because the new kit should have come with a new gasket. And then it looks like there's some corrosion in here, so we're gonna clean some of that out. All right, so now with our new parts, it looks like it did come with a new key. Here is our new gasket. And here's the old impeller versus the new one. You can see this one's pretty worn. This one's nice and new, good to go. Put a little tiny bit of marine grease in here so the key sticks nice and flat. A little soapy water, some lubrication. Line that keyhole up with it. Alright, I finally got it lined up and pushed over the key. So now we're gonna put the housing over it and turn the drive shaft clockwise to spin this in there. I'm gonna put a little bit of marine grease around the housing so that it doesn't run dry before the water pumps through there. Paint a little bit around the sides. Alright, and then we'll get that over and then just start. There we go. You just turn it clockwise a little and it'll go right in. Bigger motors are usually way harder to do that, but with these small impellers, they're not too hard to get in there. Now we'll start putting all our washers and nuts back on there and we'll tighten them down. and put the lower unit back on. Before I put the lower unit back on, I'm gonna brush some marine grease onto the splines of the drive shaft. There we go. And now we'll try and start sliding this back up there. Alright, I've got this all lined up. Put these bolts back in here. And now we just have to tighten shift linkage, and then we should be good. Alright, that's good to go. Make sure it's shifting. There we go. Alright, feels alright to me. I'll put this stupid plug back on. Sometimes these are harder going on than they are coming off. Hopefully we don't have to take that off again. Alright, let's see if we can get this thing to run. Even after messing around with the choke, the motor just would not start. Basically, the problem I was having was in the carburetor, and it's because the needle valve was getting stuck in the seat and not allowing any fuel to go through. Since the needle in my carburetor doesn't use a pull-down clip, it just falls back down into the seat using gravity, so I have to make sure the seat is really clean so the needle won't get stuck. I cleaned the carburetor again and made sure the needle was falling freely, and then it started right up. How long it'll stay idling. Oh. After letting it warm up for a while with the choke fully open, I was able to close the choke, and then it stayed running at a nice low idle and wasn't stalling out anymore. Thank you guys so much for watching. I threw the motor on Marketplace. We'll see if we get any hits, but I will let you know if I do sell it and how much profit I make. I already changed the lower unit oil, the gear oil on it, so that's why it wasn't in the video. I'm glad this one ended up being a pretty easy flip because it was actually my first one. So maybe if this one sells, I'll be able to buy a few more and keep flipping them. Anyways, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.